Hello everyone, this is LimAK here, and I'm playing a little bit of Gratuitous Space Battles. So this was a game that was released quite a while ago, but it's still a pretty fun strategy game that plays very differently to, well, pretty much every other strategy game I've played. So if you just buy the base game, you get basically all these, which are just single missions. And let's see if I... So, you can see, this is what my opponent's fleet consists of. It's got a number of frigates, like a couple of cruisers, a bunch of fighters, and so on. And I have to pick my race, which is just the Federation, which is, I assume, is human, but regardless, not important. But you can see I've got a bunch of fighters here, and I also have like set up a whole bunch of different things. But it's more important that you design your ships. So you can see this is just a fighter class. You've got a number of weapon slots and just other random equipment. I've got this set up to just have rockets and engines, and for the most part you can do all of this. So you can see here I've got a whole bunch of different hull types, and each one has some stats associated with it. I've actually got a whole bunch of different ships set up, so I just show this for, you know, an example. And you have a whole mess of weapons to choose from, some of which specialize in taking out the enemy shields, others of which are good against hull, some of which are long range. And you're going to pretty much spend a lot of your time in this menu because you're going to have to figure out what's going to work against your enemy and what is not. So, just back out of here, I've got a bunch of things set up. If I can remember, like, which ones are, you know, I've given them reasonable names. So I have, how much? 30,000 honor to spend, and well, I definitely don't want a carrier. Well, I suppose I could use a carrier. First of all, let's get some fighters in here. See, I don't actually know whether these are bombers or fighters. I can just see they have fighters, and I should have my own. Do I want torpedo fighters? I think I'll just have them as a fighter cover, actually. And you can see over here, there's a bunch of like attacks and priorities. That's not important right now. Well, it'll become important in about 30 seconds. I don't like frigates very much, but they provide quite a lot of fire support. Ion. It's good against shields, but so let's get a setup with one of our tanks. This is a shield tank, and I've got a hull tank here. I've got something that I've dubbed the super tank, which is just like nothing but ultra heavy armor. So clearly I want that in the front, covering my actual things that do damage. So beam lasers are about your medium range weapons, and I should have a missile frigate here, or cruiser. They seem to be equipped mostly with the same stuff, except for the fact that this one has armor, the other one has shielding. Nope, has no shielding whatsoever. Just is set up to be a little bit cheaper. Let's put a tree of those up. And lasers, I think, are good in general. Oh. So I suppose I could just hit the play button and then see what happens. And in all likelihood, shield systems inoperable. All weapon ranges reduced. Engines to get to battle. Okay, so that means which one of my things actually has shielding? Ah, my missile. Well, for the moment, let's just play it. All those shieldings are just wasted slots. I could otherwise give more armor or more weapons. In fact, it should probably be more weapons. I can see I haven't really set it up to do anything special in terms of like tactics, which, you know, for reference, you probably should. But my fighters should do very well against the enemy. Unfortunately, they're probably going to die before they do their jobs. But right now I've still got plenty of fighters left. So I've got 4 squadrons at least. Unfortunately, one of the bad things is my beam cruisers has suddenly overtaken my super heavy tanks. So my tanks aren't actually going to be tanking any damage. So clearly, if I was playing so you can see this beam cruiser is getting absolutely hammered and is probably going to die very soon. You can see like all the health, and each component can like die individually, so all its armor is gone. It's basically, things are going real bad for these because they weren't really designed to take a lot of direct damage. They were designed to be behind these things, which just take absolute brutal punishment before going down. So you can see on the left, my fighters are doing reasonably well. I think we've taken out every single enemy fighter. Unfortunately, they now have like completely ineffectual against these cruisers and their armor, while they just fire missiles and absolutely annihilate these cruisers. You see, this has no weapons now, so it's basically dead in the water. It's got into laser range. Once we've taken down its armor, you can see the fighters do a little bit of damage with each shot, but as long as that armor's there, not really going to be doing anything. And I can speed this up. I've got my missiles in the background, which will destroy it effectively. So there. That is. Okay, so if we go back to our deployment screen. And so really the objective is to be using as little honor as possible to defeat this, or, playing on a harder difficulty. You can see, hey look, you get a different setup. But let's go back. In one of the DLC packs they actually released a campaign mode, and let's load this and see where it is. So you can see you've got a galactic map, if I can remember how to get out. Yep, you got a small galactic map. You've got planets with have incomes and like how likely they are to be attacked, as it is like 100, because I think I have you have like 4 frigates here, so if anything actually attacks this planet, it's just going to die. And then you have different buildings which say what kind of things it can produce. You know, this can only producing 316 because it's not fully loyal. Over here you've got recruiting, which, you know, gives me lots and lots of new pilots. And I've got both of my fleets here, which, let's consolidate them into one army. And then this says fighters unusable. So this is a mostly fighter and bomber army. So that's clearly not going to be very useful here. But if I go to this, that's a shipyard man. Where is the... trying to get to the... here we go. So yeah, I could probably... So this mode is really all about managing both your planets to make sure that you get enough income to keep your ships up in full condition, as well as building new ships. Ultimately, this probably isn't the most fully fleshed out campaign mode in the universe, but it's decent for what it is, but really sort of stands out that it wasn't part of the main game, despite actually being pretty cool. Oh dear. Deary. 6 cruisers against nothing but fighters and bombers. This can't possibly go badly. Luckily, you can see they seem to be filled with capital ship weapons, and my fighters are going to be safe so long as they don't get lucky, which is unfortunately going to happen every now and then. Unfortunately, we have no effect on anything, so I'm just going to speed this up to 4 times speed, and we'll see if anything actually happens. My missile frigates are soon going to be in range. Unfortunately, they're probably going to be in range of me pretty soon as well. I don't think these are equipped with anything adequate. Haha! We've broken through some of the shields here. We're still having no effect at all on anything else. So just wait for this to take down the shields. You can see this has basically 4 shield generators, so it's pretty safe right now. If they get in range with, if this starts taking a lot of fire from, say, like everything, we're probably going to die, but I think we're going to be safe. See, they've gotten lucky a couple times and then hit a couple fighters. See, they're not at 100%, but... So yeah, we're taking a little bit more damage now. What I really should do is have set these guys up to attack their nearest target and to combine their fire as well, because they were right now probably not going to do very well, because this thing's now gotten so close in range, and they've managed to get very lucky and attack the hull of that one. So our shields are probably going to hold. Well, never mind. Our shields are barely holding on there. We've taken a little bit of hull damage. Our armor's totally gone. This ship is still completely fine. See if the shields don't get back up. Like, oh, yeah. So, anyway, this is like the, hey look, you won, and then it tells you what's happened to your things. So, lost some loyalty here, and didn't put like a garrison, so it's going to be losing loyalty every now and then. But I think that's pretty much all I have to say about Gratuitous Space Battles. This is a really complicated but pretty fantastic game. Again, the campaign mode, it works. I don't think it's particularly great. There are definitely some things that could be improved, but there is another game from the same guy that's coming. It's called Gratuitous Tank Battles. Clearly thought to expand on his Gratuitous Battles thing, but it looks actually pretty good. Anyway, this is Lim AK. Thanks for watching, guys. See you.